these biological parents? What do you think they've missed?
Well, they've really missed out on the opportunity to be understood and favorably treated themselves. It's a part of the innate issue within their own psychology, we might say, or physiology, that they themselves have oppositional and defiant characteristics themselves. And if ever caught, so to speak, treated almost exclusively from a legal or punitive point of view in terms of their own criminal behavior. No one has really taken a look at the psychological underpinnings of the birth parents themselves to avail them of treatment availability for their own genetic, familial, inherited disorders, so that we have such a genetic and generational continuity in terms of these kids. So many of these birth parents are themselves adopted, that I've often seen this occur generation after generation, where if any of these generations had been interrupted and favorably treated, we may have been able to prevent the origin of attachment disorders in that set of children to begin with.
Or not even adopted, but just also children that have not been adopted.
Absolutely. I mean, that's even better, to have gotten this at the origin with the birth parents themselves, or if indeed while the birth parents have had their children originally relinquished by human services and put in foster care, that then becomes a very favorable and opportune time to address the birth parents themselves, to get them into a receptive and agreeable mode in order to understand the needs of these children, to be in a better mood themselves, and to fit into a society in an appropriate manner.
So ideally, if we could work with the biological parents from the beginning and keep their own children in a healthy way in their family, we could potentially start to end the cycle.
Well, you're hitting the nail on the head, Nicole. I completely agree with you. Sadly, we have a long way to go. I mean, that's idealistic and the most opportune, to be able to find these birth parents, to identify them, to treat them in a treatment center instead of almost exclusively punitive or legal consequences. But yes, absolutely, if we could get these parents to and understand the origins, help them understand themselves, and help them be receptive and available to medical treatments, we could potentially have a completely different story, with them being able to keep their children, to be able to learn effective and appropriate means of nurturing and helping their own children. They may not be in a prolonged foster care and or adoptive situation to begin with.